All right, YouTube. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. YouTube is so slow. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, but I'm not on a Royal Caribbean ship. I'm actually on Silver Sea Silver Dawn, and having a great time on board this ship. This is our, believe it or not, this is our last week of doing these off-time live broadcasts with all of you, and I appreciate all of your support because I know it's really messed with everybody. Don't worry, next week we'll be back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern because we'll be back on the East Coast. But it's been a blast, and I'm enjoying my time here in the Norwegian fjords. We're actually sailing out of Vik, Norway, and we're on our way to our next port of call. But glad to have all of you here. Thank you for joining us, and appreciate you coming along for the best hour of cruise talk out there. I mean, we're going to answer a lot of questions, but there's only one question that's the most important question, and that is how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let us count down together because my next cruise is coming up on Star of the Seas. Finally, brand new ship. Going to be on Star, and I'm really excited for that. I love new ships, and the Icon class, I mean, it's going to be a month of Icon class, basically, and I love it. So I'm really, really excited for that. We have a lot of people in the chat already. We actually had a super chat before our broadcast began from James Bushik, who gave me not one, not two, but three questions before the broadcast began. James, thanks for the super chat. Number one, if traveling with somebody in a wheelchair for the cruise in the Caribbean, what's the easiest airport to fly into and then transfer to the cruise terminal? Port Everglades, Fort Lauderdale Airport, and I say that only because they're so close to each other. I don't know that it really matters. I mean, even all the airports are easy, using Lyft or Uber is pretty easy, or a taxi, what have you. But because the distance is so short between Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale, I imagine it's that one. Number two, where can people who are flying into Miami Airport conveniently buy water, wine, or soda pop for their cruise? Actually, what I would recommend to you is, it doesn't matter. This is actually, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at the old school way, where, before your cruise, you would go and you'd buy liquor, all the things, sodas, all that. You can still do that. I mean, there are, ABC wine, Total Wine. But here's the thing. There's no reason for you to leave your hotel room. I just do Uber Eats now. It's so much easier, more convenient. So I would just do Uber Eats app. Pretty easy. And James' final question. In college, I earned free spring break travel for myself after I put up a few posters and the people signed up for the program. Is there any comparable program anywhere in cruising? There is. It's not quite as straightforward as that, James. But if you have a group with Royal Caribbean, if you establish a group and everybody books through you as the tour coordinator, you book at least 8 cabins, you'll get credit based on everybody's how much they spent on their cruise, and you could theoretically cruise for free. It's a very basic 101 type approach to it. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's the equivalent update, where basically if you have a group sailing, if you can convince eight family members to book cruises, right, on the same sailing, and they all book through the same travel agency, and you're the tour coordinator, you would get credits, and you'd be able to theoretically maybe get an inside room or something. It depends on how much money they spend and a couple other factors, but that's essentially how that works. So thank you for the super chat. And of course, we're here to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. Feel free to type in chat as many questions as you got. We're here to answer as many as we got for the next hour or so. Dad Beddick, thank you for the super chat. Almost at work. I'll be out 5 minutes late, but I still get to my desk. Pre-stream XP. Got to earn that XP, right? Even though it's fairly meaningless. But thank you, Dad Beddick. Appreciate you. Thank you. Todd Weichman is here. Matt Banville is here. If Matt Banville is here, that means that Matt was trying to get into 3 weeks ago live chat, and he just got the notification today. But how are you, my friend? Lovely. Carrie, it feels like you've been in Europe for over a month. It has. I left for Europe June 16th, I believe. So I've been here for almost exactly a month now. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not complaining. It's definitely a long time away from home, but on the plus side, I have escaped Florida heat for a month, and I am not missing that at all. Tommy K wants me to stay in Europe. Unfortunately, I need to go back home. He needs to return there. Lior is here. Hello, Lior. Good to see you. Deputy Get Some. I love the name. Welcome. 14-inch dubs. 348 days till my next cruise. What's your thoughts on the thermal spa suite? Seems like no one ever really talks about it. I think the thermal spa pass that Royal Caribbean sells is fine. My issue with it is that it behooves you to take advantage of it. So the thermal spa pass is available on certain ships. Quantum class, namely, has them. Some of the Oasis class ships do as well, where basically you can purchase a duration of your cruise pass to the thermal spa. But there's a couple problems with it. Number one, you need to take the time. I forget how much it costs. Like, was $150 a person nowadays, something like that. You need to take the time out of your cruise to go there, and I feel like it's just I don't know how conducive that is, number one. But number two, the other issue is, of course, well, they do limit the amount of passes they sell, but I don't know if you find it that relaxing if there's other people around you in some of these spaces. Like if you get there, you get your heart set. Like I'm gonna go into one of the hot stone chairs, right, which are included in thermal spa. What if they're all filled up? I don't know. But I think the bigger issue is just you getting enough value out of going there. I think it's popular. I'm sure they sell enough passes of it. But you're right. It doesn't really get a lot of attention because I think it's kind of like it's like a tertiary thing. I think if you're to spend money in the spa personally, I think you're better off with the treatment in terms of relaxing and taking advantage of all that. But maybe that's just me. A lot of great countdowns coming up there. Wait, AJ has no cruise booked. TV timeout. That is unacceptable. How do you sleep at night? You need to have another cruise booked. That is crazy talk. Let's see here. Tom's Food Tour just came back from a 9-nighter on Symphony. The pools were always packed, not much space. Is this similar across all ships? To some extent, yes. Yes, there's on every ship you're going to go on, they're going to be sailing full, number one. It's very rare to go on a cruise ship today, whether it's Silver Sea or it's Symphony of the Seas, that is not sailing at full capacity, number one. Number two, you're in the summer season, so you're going to a lot. People want to go out on the pool deck and whatnot. I don't know that it seems again. You're not here to actually say this comment, so I don't know how much disdain you had for it. It seems like you're disappointed with it, but I think that in general, when it comes to planning a cruise and going on there's strategies. We've outlined some of these strategies here in this video, on this channel, not in this video, but on our channel about how to approach the pool deck and how to beat the chair hog, so to speak. So yeah. Gary, was my favorite entertainment venue on any ship? The pub, for sure. Although the Mason Jar Bar is really high up there. But since there's only a couple of them, I'm not going to count that one. Christine, how many times do you think you need to sail on the Icon class ships to feel like you've experienced everything? Well, I assume, let's just take Icon of the Seas, like one ship. 2 to 3. If you haven't done it after 2, maybe 3, you're either not trying very hard or you found something you love and have never left it. But I think 2 or 3 should probably. I think it's generally speaking kind of the norm for most of Royal Caribbean ships, especially the big ships, for 7-nighter right there. So, Liam, thank you for reminding everybody to like the video. You know what's funny? I don't think it. Call me crazy because I know that like on YouTube that's been the mantra for like a long time. Like the video. I'm going to tell you from my own experience, the bigger issue is not. I don't know that the like button doesn't hitting the like button doesn't do anything bad. But I think the bigger thing is I think YouTube cares now more about how long you're actually watching. Are you a subscriber? Yes. Are you when my video shows up in this live stream showed up in your feed, did you click on it or did you scroll past it, right? And then number 3 is how long did you actually watch it for? Now most of you, I think pretty much everybody that's watching it is here like the entire hour we're here. But I don't think the like button is nearly as important as it used to be. I could be dead wrong on that. I'm not saying you shouldn't hit the like button, but it's just something I've been thinking about a lot because I see this comment a lot and I appreciate the support. So this is more just Matt thinking like, big picture here. Matt Banville, looking forward to the Oasis cruise in 83 days. Hashtag no Lorelei. Oof. It's rough. It's rough, but glad to have you here. Teresa. Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened there. The Teresa McChain from MEI Travel. Hello. Cruise Chris. Thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Cruise Chris. Stand by. Cruise Chris. I got nothing, but thank you, my friend, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Rich in the house. What's up, man? Hello, one and all. Like these early live chats. This is the last one you're getting for a while, my friend. We got some super chats. I'm way behind on this. Brittany B, thank you for the super chat. 119 days till Utopia. I noticed Star of the Seas is going to be selling at Port Canaveral. Will Star and Utopia be sharing the same port? Yes, correct. Terminal 1? Yes, that is correct. You got it. Thank you, Brittany, for the super chat. Don't be there on the same day. Don't worry about that. Same. It basically is replacing Wonder of the Seas in Port Canaveral, if you know that schedule. TC, how long can a guaranteed stateroom be assigned, and can you royal up even before you receive your cabin assignment? Yes, you can royal up even before you get a guaranteed assignment. Yes. And how long can a guaranteed stateroom be assigned? Up until the day of your cruise, TC. So there is no minimum threshold right there. Tony Diaz, hold on, Tony. I'm going to answer your question in a second. Tony, about you today. I did a bus. It wasn't a bus tour, but it required a bus ride to get to what we were doing on our excursion. And Tony, you'd be so proud of me, buddy. I didn't just take a nap on the bus. I took 2 naps on the bus, one going there and one coming back. And when I took the second nap, I woke up and I said, somewhere Tony Diaz is smiling right now, if he wasn't napping himself. What would you want to know? How's your whatever ship you're going on? This is the Silver Dawn. It is lovely. Having a great time. All right, more super chats coming in, guys. So let me get to those real quick here. Hazen Soundman, thank you for the super chat. Going on November 14th, 2026 on Legend. Any must-do excursions we should try in Aruba and Curacao? In Aruba, Palm Beach or Eagle Beach? My favorite thing to do there, though, and this covers, I think it's Eagle Beach, I think. Go to resortforaday.com, and there's the Riu Palace. Get a day pass to there. It has access to the beach, which I talked about. Also has a pool, has food, has drink, has shade, chairs. I think it's a great deal, and that's what I'd recommend. For Curacao, I usually do a combo deal. I'll walk into town, to the downtown area, do some shopping, walk around there, and after that, when you're getting too hot, take a taxi to Mambo Beach, and yeah. And I think we have another super chat. Did I miss one more? I was going back to Tony's question. No, there it is. It is from the aforementioned Rich. We're thinking of the Silver Sea for anniversary cruise. Has your pinnacle status with Royal Caribbean benefited you on Silver Sea in any noticeable way? The only way it has benefited me, Rich, and I have to do that after this live chat. You get free laundry. Being now I'm Pinnacle, so I get free laundry. I don't know where that is on the Venetian Society. Their benefits are not that exciting. They don't even like advertise it on their card, so it's not really as important as it is on Royal Caribbean. But the free laundry, Rich, I've been in Europe for a month now. That helps a lot. There is a self-service laundry machine on board. It's literally one washer, one dryer. Good luck getting into it. As in like beating other people over there. But there is self-service laundry, and obviously you get paid for laundry. But that is probably the biggest one. Other than that, no. But that being said, if you say, "Oh, that sounds like it's not a great deal," it doesn't matter as much because so much is included with your cruise fare with Silver Sea that it doesn't factor. With Royal Caribbean, as you know, they don't. It's very much a decoupled experience from that perspective, and so that's why it doesn't matter as much. I was a little surprised by that, but then again, it doesn't factor into it, so it's not a big deal. So, but maybe, hey, I've only been on the cruise ship this is day 3, so still got a little while to go. Hassan, thank you for the super chat. Do you find it cheaper booking directly through Royal Caribbean or through a travel agent? And about 7 cruises always book direct. Hassan, I can tell you with 100% certainty, it is always more advantageous to book with a travel agent. I would say 90% of the time, maybe a little less. Let's say 80 to 90% of the time, the price is the same whether I book through the travel agent or through Royal Caribbean. That's not a bad thing. That's just I'm still benefiting with the travel agent because I'm getting the service that's there, Hassan. The difference with the travel agent is many a time that extra 10 to 20%, there is a special group rate that I could not have gotten through Royal Caribbean. Or there's been a price drop and my travel agent took advantage of it. In both those scenarios, then it is cheaper to go through the travel agent. And by the way, the travel agent costs you nothing extra, or rather a good travel agent should cost you nothing extra to use. So yeah, it's either the same or better pricing through a travel agent. You have nothing to lose everything to gain by using a good travel agent. So, good question. Dave. Oh, what's up, Dave? How are you, man? Welcome back. Thank you for the super chat. 121 days. We get back on an adventure of the seas for the 5th time, doing a 10-nighter. Can't wait. You rock. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, my friend. 5th time on adventure. Nice. Hope you have a great time on board. Becky Menken from MEI Travel is here. Holy smokes. I think the only person that's been gone longer than me is Becky. But yeah. Sean and how do I say your name? Sean Andonin. Thank you for the super chat. What is the best use and how to use Royal Caribbean credit card points? Oh boy. All right. The best use obviously is to save up and use either onboard credit or cash in big time and get a free cruise out of it. I mean, there's only 2 ways you can, I think, effectively use that. So if you have the Royal Caribbean credit card, like if you have any credit card, the best way to earn points is to use that as your primary spending. Like if you're like me, you probably have like 5 or 6 credit cards in your wallet. But if you truly want to benefit from the Royal Caribbean card, you really should be charging like everything onto one card to maximize those points and earn points as fast as possible. You also get extra points if you book a Royal Caribbean cruise through that credit card. That's the other benefit of it. I am not a fan of the Royal Caribbean credit card. I think there are far better travel credit cards out there. I actually don't even have the Royal Caribbean credit card, but I think that from a points standpoint, and assuming responsible use, because if you have a credit card, you should not be carrying a monthly balance. You should be paying it off every month. I think there are much better credit cards out there and much better travel credit cards that could still benefit you in terms of your general vacationing, not necessarily getting you onboard credit. I mean, the benefit of the Royal Caribbean credit card is it's the only credit card in which you can get a free cruise and free onboard credit. That's free, but you know what I mean. Bar none, end of story. So if that is your only goal, man, I want to go on Royal Caribbean, I want to get a lot of onboard credit, then hey, that's the card for you. But I feel like there's a lot of other ways you can benefit. Like I would rather have a better travel credit card that gets me free flights because you're redeeming your points for that. I'd rather have a better travel credit card that I could redeem for hotels, or I could redeem for different rewards they have in there, cash back. It depends on what your priorities are. I just don't think the Royal Caribbean credit card is certainly not the best out there. But there you go. Hope that answers your question along with a little rant on my part. Ariana, thank you for the super chat. I keep seeing that Royal Club in Nassau is opening in December. Do we know what day in December? The 27th. December 27th. Also, any idea how long lobby will be closed this time around? Don't know that, Ariana. So the beach club in Nassau opens the first day of operation officially is December 27th. Could there be a soft opening where basically Royal Caribbean's not advertising it, but some ship is in port and they invite people over there to go check it out? Sure, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But the official opening day is December 27th. As for Labadee, I've heard nothing. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is the bad news is we haven't heard anything. The last we heard was, I remember there were sailings canceled that weren't visiting there in the beginning of August, but I've not seen any new rounds of cancellations, like people posting like, hey, I'm on, Adventure of the Seas and I'm not going to Labadee anymore because we got the cancellation letter. Unless I'm just completely obtuse and missing it. So that's kind of the good news. Maybe they're willing to resume, because last time when they did this, they didn't make a big announcement. They just, all of a sudden there were ships that were going there. So, yeah, I have no updates to share. It's one of those, yes, we have no bananas situations, but at least there have not been any new rounds of cancellations that I've seen. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll be able to get there. Gary Snyder, thank you for the super chat. What do you recommend in Costa Maya when Maya Chan is closed for the season? Jamie's at Blue Reef. Similar setup, Gary. I mean, it's not quite as ornate, but I think it's great. They do a great job there. It's actually called Jaime's, but hashtag Americans, America. Jamie's at Blue Reef. Just Google it. You message them. They get you a spot. Great service there. I've gone there a couple times, Gary, and Jaime, who's the owner there, is fantastic. Bus to Rocks. That is a crazy reference right there. Very few people probably even remember that anymore. Becky, I'm a big supporter of Rail Up and Celebrity Move Up. Got a suites for low money. Becky's running laps right now in her celebrity suite. This is by far the best suite I've ever spent, and I didn't spend a lot of money on it. I am the best. And that's how Becky celebrates. And you know what? I'm not here to judge. Let's see here. Tony says you make so proud I'm in tears. Yeah, Tony, let me tell you something. I will say this: a nap on the tour bus is definitely the play right there. TC, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, very kind. David P, thank you for the super chat. 195 days will star this season. Any third-party tour operator recommendation saying Martin? No. No, I don't. I wish I had one for you. If I were you, David, what I would, since I don't have anybody for you to recommend, my next thing to do is I'd probably go like Viator.com or ShoreExcursionGroup.com and look for like either small tours or private tours through there. Generally speaking, I think they vet it pretty darn well, and that's where I would go right there. So, Wanderlight, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from Wanderlight. Wanderlight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stand by to stand by. All right, let's try this again. Wanderlight. Just got off Harmony of the Seas. It was our first cruise, and we want to thank you for all the info you shared. Really helpful. Thank you so much, man. Or lady, madam. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you had an awesome time. That's like the best thing ever. Sometimes, you know, I'm on here every week yammering on about whatever I yammer on about, right, Tony? And I'm glad that these things actually help out. The Power of Parker. Thank you for the super chat. I'm at top beaches, St. John, Antigua, and St. Kitts. In Antigua, wait a minute, Antigua. Is that Valley Church? Yes, Valley Church Beach. That's the one to go to. St. Kitts. Where did I go last time in St. Kitts? I think every time I've ever gone to St. Kitts, I've not gone to the beach. I feel like we always ended up doing like we did a train tour, and then we did a bus tour or like a hop. It wasn't a bus. It was like a hop on. It wasn't hop on, hop off either. It was like an open air or something or other. I did with cooking, you know. There might have been alcohol involved, but we've never actually gone to the beach, as far as I know, in St. Kitts. So maybe the chat can help us out with the St. Kitts one. But Valley Church Beach in Antigua was beautiful. Fun story about Valley Church Beach. I've shared this story before, but you know, I have 7 stories I share here all the time. We were at Valley Church Beach, and there were vendors who walk up and down the beach. And if you're like me, you just don't even like pay attention. You're like, okay, you know, like, sir, do you want to buy a shirt? No, I don't want to buy a shirt. Sir, do you want to buy a necklace? No, I don't want to buy a necklace. Sir, do you want to buy, a hat? No, I don't want to buy a hat. Sir, do you want to wrestle a shark? No, I don't want to. Wait, what? I swear to God, they asked me that. And now, to this day, I regret not saying, yes, I do want to wrestle a shark, or at least I'll watch you wrestle the shark and I'll pay for it. To this day, my one of my top regrets about Valley Church Beach. Tracy Chappell, thank you for the super chat. 147 days will start at the seas. When can I start to book shows? I've never been on Icon. What is the one ship activity should I try? Good question. So for the shows, unfortunately, because it's a new ship, it's usually like 60 days out, but like new ship, Tracy, it might take a little closer to your sail date, but let's call it 60 days before your cruise-ish. What's an activity you should try on Icon? There's a couple that jump out to me. Number one, oh, you're on Icon, right? Or you're going on Star of the Seas. Wait, are you going to, you should go on Star, because I would say Back to the Future, the musical, you should go see. That's number one. Number two, spend some time in the swim up bar at the Swim and Tonic. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Number three, the water park. I mean, the water park is amazing. What I would do, Tracy, is one of the days that you have a shore excursion, you go out off the ship, come back a little early and go right to the water park. You know, keep your bathing suit on and go straight there. It's a really nice water park there for sure. And lastly, number four, I mean, there's plenty more than that. Go see Dueling Pianos. A lot of fun. I like that. I like it a lot. And Wanderlight, thank you. I found your second super chat. Again, very glad that all this stuff actually helps. Bill Stotzel, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thanks for going club member, I should say. By the way, we are going to be doing our members only live stream next week. Becky and I need to Did we pick a date, Becky? I forgot now what we did, but it's gonna be next week. So, yeah, next week we'll be doing a members only live stream. After I don't know what day it is next week, but keep an eye out for that one. So, Bill, thank you for being a club member. I appreciate you. Jose, guys, I had Bella again. She's watching and love you. Hi, Bella. See, this is when I'm like, is Bella like 3 years old or 32 years old? Because if I say, oh, Bella, it's so nice to see you, and she's 32, it's a little weird. But nonetheless, good to see you, Bella. Thank you for watching. Now tell your dad to book a cruise. Let's see here. AJ, this will be screen recorded. My family needs some swaying. Why should we go on our 4th family cruise and what ship? Why? Because if you don't love your family, then you're not doing it right if you're not going on a cruise. It's the best kind of family vacation, because if you're not on a cruise and you're doing a family vacation, what are you going to do? Like to a resort on land, a theme park, a city? Then you've got to spend all the time with everybody and always catering. What do you guys want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I don't care what we do. We went over there. Well, actually, I can eat anything at that restaurant. Let me say something. You love your family. That's too much. Nobody wants to deal with that. Cruise is easy. Cruise is like, we'll be at the pool if you guys need me. We're going to do this excursion. Super easy. You're all together. You're still together. Easy to get together, but not feel like you're joined at the hip. And what ship? Icon of the Seas, Star of the Seas. You will not go wrong on that one. Nishant's World. Going on a cruise from August 1st on Utopia. I'll be stopping in Nassau and Perfect Day. Do you have any recommendations for activities? For Nassau, resortforday.com. If you're looking for a beach spot there. For Perfect Day, I mean, we've done videos about how to approach that, and I'd recommend you watch those videos. But truly, I like to split my day there. Go to Oasis Lagoon in the morning, and then when it gets too busy there, hop on over to either South Beach or Chill Island, or Chill Beach, I should say. What are your thoughts on WoW bands? I like them. I like them for one reason, and that is if I have them, then I can easily walk up to my cabin door, easily open it without having to dig through my pockets for the CPass card. Similarly, if I'm going to the gym, I don't have to carry my CPass card, which is really nice. So it's like one of those things, like you buy it once and you can always exchange it for new ones for free on board subsequent ships that have WoW bands. So considering the last time I paid for a WoW band was in like 2014, I'm doing pretty well for myself. Heather Calder, thank you for the super chat. Heather, wait a minute. Heather. Oh, going to Navigator of the Seas in the end of August. What do you recommend we do in Ensenada and Catalina, or should we just stay on the ship? Don't stay on the ship. First of all, Catalina is great. Rent a golf cart. I don't believe that's through Royal Caribbean, but you can rent golf carts. A really great way to see Catalina. So that's number one. Ensenada, I would do what I did last time, and I did a video about this, Heather, where when I was in Ensenada last month, which is crazy, like an eon ago now, I just simply walk downtown, easy enough, and just have some tacos and margaritas. I'm willing to bet that the tacos in Ensenada are going to be way better than tacos you get at home, and go from there. Let's see here. Calum, do you think MSC is going to take some of Royal Caribbean's customers now that they have more to offer in the U.S.? I don't think so. I think generally speaking, I think the cruise lines in general get their new customers from people who've never cruised before. Royal Caribbean, as an example, doesn't compete with other cruise lines. Like they don't try to attract MSC cruisers or Carnival cruisers. It's not worth it to them to spend the money on there. There's a much bigger pool of folks who've never cruised before, and I think that's the market, Caleb. I don't think that it's not they don't care. They'll certainly take them, but I don't think that's really how they're looking at it. Captain Bob Dickens. How are you, Captain Bob? Any must-use or seas of Puerto Rico that now that the pier is open? Sure. I think El Morro, the Spanish fort. There's two Spanish forts there, El Morro and San Cristobal. I think El Morro is the better one because I don't say it's the prettier one. It's the more stereotypical looking one. So, if you've seen one Spanish fort, you've seen them all. But that's the one to see. El Morro. You can easily walk there. I would also go to the Princess Gate. If you go on Google Maps and you find all these things, Captain Bob, it's real easy. It's all in old San Juan. But El Morro, Princess Gate, walk around the waterfront by the wall. Because remember, San Juan used to be a walled city, and there's still some of the wall left there. That's a great one right there. The Princess Gate, walk around the walled area. I'd have lunch or dinner, whatever, in town. There's a lot of great restaurants. My favorite is Raices, Raices. It gets busy, so if you can make a reservation, do that. Otherwise, show up early. That's a great restaurant, and that should cover. I mean, not most of your day, but that's a lot of your. That'll get you at least started, and you'll pass by a lot of other cool things there, Captain Bob. That'll look pretty nice. What is my favorite meal at Coastal Kitchen? Day one, dinner. That's when they have the filet mignon. It is chef's kiss. It's really, really good. Do I have any other super chats? Oh, we do. Power Director University. Thank you for the super chat. Have you shared your thoughts on the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island prices for cabanas and day beds? Interested in your thoughts. I'm going to record a podcast for it this week. So this week's podcast episode, which will come out on YouTube, among other places. But I'll be sharing my thoughts on that. I would simply say, I think for the products that have an equivalent in Coco Key, like a 1-to-1, the day beds, I don't think the pricing is that crazy. I think what's getting most people the sticker shock is are the products that don't have an equivalent, like the Old Family Cabana, right? The $10,000 cabana. I mean, it is $10,000, which is a lot of stinking money. But it's also something we don't. It's not like they have an Old Family Cabana at Coco Key and now they're like jacking up the price on it. It's just this is a new product. The Party Cove stuff. Anyway, we'll talk more about it in the podcast. But that's where I'll go into detail and kind of go through and break each one of them down. But I've said this for a long time, and I'm not here to toot my own horn or say Matt was right, because Matt was right. But for months, we talked about this, and I said, guys, there's no way that admission, just a day pass, forget cabanas for a second. There's no way that a day pass costs less than $200 a person to get there, if not higher than that. And I base that because that's how much it costs to go to Atlantis or Baja Mar and get day passes over there, and those don't even include alcohol. So I actually think that Royal Caribbean's passes are pretty well priced, considering it's all inclusive. But we'll talk about that in the podcast. So thank you, my friend. Very accurate impression. Thank you, Bart. At least somebody understands me. I mean, listen, my impression of Becky is like exactly 1-to-1. I need a drink, guys. I mean, I could call my butler, but I got a drink right over here. What am I in the mood for? Well, I need water, so we'll go for water. I have a lovely bottle of water here. I mean, I could take champagne, Stella, Sprite, but I'm going to go for a bottle of Wawa. And since the only cup I have nearby is this one, cheers. And after this, I'll answer Ray Detour. That's probably not how I pronounce your name, Ray, so I apologize. But Ray's question is next. Cheers. Oh, that's the sparkling water. Gross. I hope you're enjoying work vacation. Other than that, I am. Have you ever done a Shakedown cruise? Yes. We're invited to do one on Star next month. Do you know what's involved? Yeah. I've done Shakedown cruises on Oasis after her amplification, not like back in 2009. Angie went on the Utopia one. The Shakedown cruise is it's a regular cruise, Ray, but there's a caveat, and that is that they're basically the crew members are trying to get everything ready for the revenue cruise. So some things may not be working correctly. You may not have a show performing at all, or maybe only part of it. You may have restaurants that are not available. In fact, in a lot of cases, Ray, the specialty restaurants are not available to book. But on the plus side, you have to be invited to go there. But on the plus side, you like alcohol is either free on board or significantly reduced. You also do not get crown and anchor points. But it's fun. It's like a real cruise. Lior, thank you for the super chat. Daraba. Travel safe back home. Thank you. Is there a way for knowing which ships offer a third seating for traditional dining? Yeah, I thought they all do at this point. Because they instituted this they announced it back in 2023. It's been more than a year. I thought it's already available on every single ship. But is there a list for something like that? No. Florida Jet Fam. Going on 4-day Utopia of the Seas cruise, your list of must-dos on that ship for a short duration. The shows, man. See this? Well, actually, I don't love the shows on Utopia. The Aqua 80s too. Obviously, it's all the cool things on the pool deck are really nice. The Mason Jar Bar. Those are some easy ones right off the bat. South Friars Bay and St. Kitts. Thank you for the recommendation right there, Smoky Bandit. Appreciate you. Um, Ghost CPA, what a great name. Thank you for the super chat. Is there a difference with booking with a travel agent or third party website instead of direct with Royal Caribbean? Does the cruise show up in the Royal app and book beverages package in the app? Yeah. So the answer to your question is no matter who you book your cruise with, you can it shows up in the app and you can book the beverage package. So yeah. There is one caveat. If you guys, this is why I'm not a fan of the big box companies anyway. But if you book your cruise with Costco, you can't do Royal Up, which is insane. I don't know why. It's a Costco thing, obviously. But like if you book your cruise with MEI Travel, which is a travel agency, you can do Royal Up still. So I don't know why Costco is dumb like that, but you can't do Royal Up. But yeah, no, when you book a cruise, whether it's through a website, through a travel agent, whatever, you can after you book, you'll get your booking number and you can put it right in there into your account and you're good to go. So yes, that works exactly the same way with the one caveat I just mentioned of Costco. But I would warn you, Go CPA, that again, I talk about all the time the importance of using a good travel agent, and I do believe that. But I also think they're not all built the same. That's why I say good, because I don't recommend. I'll be honest with you, I don't recommend booking cruises through websites like, I mean, the the MEI website is fine, but like, an Expedia.com or something like that. There's too many variables involved. The service is usually pretty bad because you're getting round robin service. You're like, if you have a question or a change, when you call up the first time, you're getting Bob. When you call back the second time, you're getting Jerry, right? And it's like, it just keeps, I don't, that's not, to me, that's not customer service. And cruises are not like hotels and airfare, which is pretty self-sufficient, especially for new cruisers. My goodness. There's just so many things that are happening there. So I'd rather have the service that comes with a good travel agent. Oh, God, this water is terrible. I mean, there's another bottle on there, but I gotta finish this one. I don't know why, but ugh, ugh, ugh. Who? I know Becky loves the sparkling water. It's gross. NYC Lover for Life. Are you gonna be on their star for their IT test cruise? I'm going on there the 6th. I don't know what cruise that is, but I'm on there the 6th. I come home and I come back on the 16th. So I'll be on there early for sure. Thank you. I love the podcast also. Thank you. I'm very proud of the podcast. We've kind of reconfigured it a couple months ago, and I think it's come out. I'm very, very pleased with it. Can I just shout out Grace from MEI Travel? She put my whole family on Symphony and price dropped so many times. She gave us onboard credit and her charm got us a Royal Up. Dang. I mean, I knew Grace is amazing, but geez, that is fantastic. Grace is awesome. Ray and Nancy, thank you for the super chat. 37 days Ovation Sky Junior Suite. When doing a back-to-back, do you need to check in separately? You don't. I can tell you, I did it anyway. To when I was on Independence last 2 weeks ago. I think I did it to be able to do the muster drill, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to do it. It's just, what? The only reason to do it, Ray and Nancy, there's one reason to do the check-in for the second sailing. And that is to stop the avalanche of notifications and emails from Royal Caribbean to do your check-in, because their system is not sophisticated enough to know that you're already on the ship. So it was like, when you get that last like 10 days or even like, week before the cruise, I mean, it's just like constant reminders. Don't forget to check in. Don't forget to check in. It's just like, really, really annoying. Matt actually goes I went to the gym on board here. Although this gym, I got to say, I've loved my cruise so far. The gym by far is the most disappointing part of this cruise. This gym makes my community gym at my neighborhood look like LA Fitness. It is tiny. Great equipment, but tiny. But if that's the worst thing I can complain about, I guess that's not bad. Let's see here. What is my favorite Oasis class ship? Wonder of the Seas. I love Alerces. It got royal amplification. I have to go on Allure to check it out to see how that stacks up there, because I've not been on her since the amplification. But good to know. Thank you, my friend. Diamond Dave Grossi. Thank you for the super chat. 60 days until Alaska Anthem of the Seas. Hope you're having a wonderful time in Europe. Have been able to catch you live until today. Enjoy. See you in October. Thank you, my friend. Dave, good to see you. I met Diamond Dave on board Icon of the Seas, and I say he wasn't what I expected. I mean, I don't know. What did I expect? I expected a guy who was wearing 70s platform heels with sunglasses on indoors and glitz of some kind. I don't know where on his wearing a sequin jacket. I don't know, but he's not. He's nothing like the character in my head. He's just a great gentleman. Met his wife as well, and they were very, very nice. Which soup is better, French onion or chops wild mushroom? This is easy, Michelle. Is this even a question? It's the French onion. The French onion soup is God's gift to Royal Caribbean cruisers. My goodness. Renee, first time question, long time watcher. What's your thoughts on back to back on a 3 and 4 night versus a newer ship for a newer ship versus taking an older ship 7 days to somewhere? Where it really depends on the itinerary and there isn't a wrong answer here, Renee. If you've never been on Utopia, doing a back-to-back allows you plenty of time to see everything on board the ship. So that'll be great. Because if you do a 3-nighter on Utopia, you're going to say, well, I wish I had more time on board. So there's that. But the advantage of that 7-night sailing is you're probably going somewhere a lot more interesting than the Bahamas. And if you've never been to those places, I would do the 7-nighter. If you've cruised a little bit, then I would do the back-to-back. But there isn't a wrong answer here, Renee. I don't think you can come up with pros and cons for both. Ultimately, I've done both. Ultimately, I'll continue to do both. Depends on your different reasons, but yeah. Charles, my question is: have you ever sailed at Bayonne? Yes. If so, is it easy to get to, and is there a way to get to New York? It's easy to get to. Tony, what do you think? Is it easy to get to? I don't know that it's. I mean, it's easy to get to in the sense that you take a lift. You have to take either a taxi or a lift or a bus. Public transportation to the actual port is non-existent, but from a taxi, sure. The biggest problem with Bayonne is there's almost always a huge backup of traffic getting into the actual port. Like that last quarter mile, they just have a lot of traffic always. So if you're coming in early, then it's fine. If you're coming in late, which I don't know why you do that, it's fine. But during rush hour there, it gets really busy. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's like we're talking like an extra, 15 minutes of waiting probably, but it's a little frustrating when you want to get there. But in the grand scheme of I did one last summer on Liberty and actually didn't have any traffic at all. I had no problems, maybe because Tony wasn't there and ignored me and didn't want to go on the cruise with me. But I had a nice time. Let's see here. Are there any other super chats? Did I catch up with all of them yet? I think I did. Sparkling water is gross, guys. I don't know why you would want sparkling water. All right, we are caught up. Whew! All right. Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's answer some more questions over here. Starting with, I already answered that question. I was going to go back to Renee's question. I was like, I already answered that one. I hear this like whistling sound. Oh my God, it's the seltzer bottle. Bro, seltzer bottles explode? Okay, that was creepy. I'm sorry, seltzer water. I didn't mean to insult you. That was weird. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Nothing happened. You saw nothing. Don Goldstein is here. Hello, Don. Micah, went on Ovation these 2 weeks ago. They didn't have enough elevators, the amount of people. True. Waited 5-10 minutes for elevators. Icon have enough capacity. Yes. That is when you go on Icon or Star, you're gonna get on there and be like, holy moly, this is the best thing ever. So yes, it solves the problem, and then it ruins every other ship after that. But yeah, absolutely. Next question. Becky says Costco doesn't allow Royal up due to their contract terms, and they will not lower the rate if it goes down, which is absolutely insane. You all know we have MEI Travel as our sponsor, so I'm biased. Okay, I admit it, but I'm telling you from a consumer standpoint, this is dumb to book through Costco. I don't care how much rebating they're giving you with their the money back that they do that, which is a scam of a deal anyway. But like, this is the definition of bad customer service right here by doing that. So anyway, thanks for getting me angry, Becky. Charles, how do you get the dining package? Do you call Royal Caribbean or show up in the app? In the app. or I don't use the app anyway. I don't book anything in the app. I always go to the website. I know, like, okay, boomer. But I go to Royal Caribbean's website and do it over there. So yeah. Andrew, I love all the artwork on the ships. Does Royal Caribbean have a tour or info on the pieces anywhere besides a little plaque? Besides a little plaque, no. And on some ships, there is in your cabin, buried in one of the drawers. It's only on some ships, newer ships. There's actually a book, and it's like the Art of Royal, and it does have more information, Andrew. But I've been told some people stole those and brought them home as souvenirs. Not that I would ever do that, but I don't know if they still exist anymore. Next question. Utopia is not my favorite. No, Utopia is nice, but I like Wonder better. Now, granted, Wonder was doing seven nighters, that factored into a little bit, but no, I like Utopia. I don't hate it. J-Rock, thinking about going on Vision of the Seas. What are your thoughts on that ship? As long as you're okay with what it has and what it doesn't have in terms of amenities, I'm sure you'll have a great value out of there for sure. That's the best thing to go. Best reason to go on a Vision class ship today is because it's probably a heck of a lot cheaper, or it's going somewhere really cool you can't get to on a bigger ship. Joseph, why do you think drink packages vary between ships, especially longer cruises are less per day than shorter cruises? Because it's all about demand, Joseph. Because you have to buy a drink package for the duration of the sailing, longer cruise is a harder sell for people because they realize, oh, after 7, 8, 9, 10 days, I don't want to have that much alcohol anymore. So I'm not going to buy a drink package. Whereas 3-day cruises, that's the definition of booze cruises. So it's really easy to get your money back on that as a consumer. That's why. Yeah. Next question. Yvonne, Royal Caribbean would not honor price adjustment before final payment date, citing current sales are not for existing bookings, never experienced before is the new policy. No, it's just somebody who you talk to doesn't know what they're talking about. Number one, Yvonne, and this isn't going to help you, but I'll tell you for future reference. This is one of the many reasons why you use a good travel agent, because they would, like our friends at MEI Travel, would handle this for you, no problem. But it's not a policy. It's just whoever you talk to at Royal Caribbean doesn't know what they're talking about. That's when you hang up and call back and get somebody who knows what they're talking about. Again, assuming, and I think you know what you're talking about here, Yvonne, you're before final payment date, you're a resident of like the US or Canada, like a country that participates in this, not like the UK as an example, but you should be good. Let's see. Barry, I signed up for Prime Cruise through Casino Royale. They gave me third pick that I can't go on. If I don't pay, well, I'm gonna have to cancel my booking. I'm not sure, but I would just call them and cancel it, dude. Like, you don't have to play games with them. Just be like, hey, I don't want this. I don't want this cruise. So, cancel it, please. That's what I would do. SD, right now I'm on Silver Sea, Silver Dawn. So Silver Sea, Royal Caribbean owns Silver Sea. It is their luxury cruise line, similar to Chevrolet owns Cadillac. Anyway, and I'm on Silver Dawn, and we are sailing through very rainy. It was sunny earlier, but a very rainy Norwegian fjord right now. We left Vik, V-I-K is how you spell it. I would show you, but it's really it looks gross out right now. So, oh well. We had no rain during my port day. I can't complain. My pleasure. You'll read this 10 minutes from now. Wonder why I said that. Correct. Costco or my water almost exploding. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine, but he never got this joke all day because his name rhymed with wine. Joy to the world. Do you think they'll ever do the solarium on an icon class? I do not like the hideaway. No, I think they're probably committed to that idea. There's pros and cons to everything in life. Listen, I don't like the hideaway for a different reason. I don't like the hideaway because there's no shade. I don't prescribe to the theory the solarium should be a library or feel like a library or anything like that. But I do want shade. Like, I understand some people want to be in the sun. I have no problem with that. I'm saying there needs to be like a little bit of shade and a little bit of sun. And in hideaway, there is zero shade. And that's the reason I won't be there. Yeah, during the afternoon, it gets very loud where like the panels are like thumping. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I find other places to go. Uh, when are you able to book shows on the app? Right around 60 days beforehand, but it kind of depends. They've been a little inconsistent with that. Also, depending on the ship. Braden McDonald, thank you for the super chat. Going on Anthem in February for my first cruise. Best things to do on it. North Star. See the show in 270. It's really good. Spectre's Cabaret. Um, if you've never been, I know this sounds weird. I think it is worth actually going and ordering a drink at the Bionic Bar. It's kitschy, it's gimmicky. You'll order one. It'll taste like your college drinks, not very good. But it's undeniably fun the first time you do it. But that's about it. So there you go. Kelly, do you think they'll add a pool to the Solarum and Harmony during the amplification? I believe they said so already, or we speculated. I would be shocked they didn't, Kelly. I could be wrong. Here's to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Dun, dun, dun. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Thanks, Jeremiah, by the way, for getting that song stuck in my head for the rest of the day. In Tampa, would you park at the port or get a hotel with a sleep and sail deal? Michelle, another crazy Matt thought. I do not believe in sleep and sail deals. I don't believe in hotels that offer you a park and stay thing where you get the hotel and a parking pass. The reason why I say this, Michelle, is I think years ago, this actually was a deal. But I really believe in my heart of hearts, with no scientific data to back this up, that it's not a deal. Basically, that if you could find the best hotel that you would like to stay at the best possible rate, that you probably get a better hotel, and then the money saved that there would be equivalent to, if not more of a less a wash, if not saving you money, compared to finding the best hotel that offers a park and stay option and going about it that way. I just feel like the park and stay options just have not been as. I feel like they're not really saving you any money. In a lot of cases, they charge way too much to park a car. Like they're like making it seem like I don't know what, that like every square inch of land at their hotel at the Best Western is worth $100 a day, which is crazy. But anyway, I digress. Will I be on the August 23rd Sailing a Star in the Seas? I will not. I'll be going home on that one. I'm going on Wonder next week. Are there any tips or tricks for the ship? Sure. Go to the Mason Jar Bar. Try to get the ship early. Book your dining ahead of time. But we have a couple different videos about Wonder of the Seas here on the channel. Swissy, why do I need to book 2 rooms for 4+ people, even in suite? Oh, I get. Wait, do you mean like you have 5 people and you just can't find? You have to book 2 rooms instead of 1 room, basically. Royal Caribbean really doesn't have many cabins that can accommodate more than 4 people. They do exist. I mean, there are some, but there's not many. And that's what you're running into, Swissy, is that basically that's the problem. Now you're saying, well, Matt, I saw the video, little Johnny can sleep right over there on the floor, right? The problem is rooms are only specified to limit to a certain amount of people. Like there's like this cabin, I believe, is for 2 people. Could a third person, could little Johnny sleep on the floor here? Yeah. And then I'd be like, whose kid is that? But then I'd also point out that even if you could fit someone there, it's not about that. It's about something called SOLA, safety. Oh, Don, I'm sorry. Don Goldstein's yelling at his phone right now. Safety on life at sea, something. It's a maritime regulation. This is what you have to know about it. And the maritime regulations say, because thank you, Titanic, that there needs to be enough lifeboats, more than enough lifeboat capacity for every single person on board. And if you're squeezing in 3 or 4 people here, there may not be a space, because remember, your cabin is tied to a muster station, right? That has a lifeboat over there. And that's really the issue right there. So number one, Royal doesn't really have a lot of rooms to begin with for 5 people plus. That's to start with. So you're and the reason for that is a business reason. It's just they'll make more money with more cabins, so they put in smaller cabins, and there you go. But then the second reason why you can't just shove people into more rooms and be like, you know what, it's fine, is because of the maritime regulations right there. Stuck camping. Just got back from an Oasis of the Seas cruise. When will Casino Royale start sending cruise offers? It depends. It's an inexact science for like the action. You mean like the offers, like, hey, here's a free cruise to go on this ship or something like that? That is anybody's guess. If you gambled enough during the cruise on Oasis, then you'll have an instant certificate on there. But if you're talking about the offers, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Trust me, if Craig Hart was here, he would tell you all about how it makes no sense at all. But basically, you just got to keep periodically checking. Paul Thompson, no question, met you on Independence back to back. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. It was great meeting you. Evan Lee Travels. What's Liberty like? It's coming to Southern next year. It's a nice ship. I mean, listen, it's not going to blow you away. It's not Icon of the Seas. But being a Freedom class ship, I think it's fine. Nothing special, nothing amazing, but it's fine. Any recommendations for a hotel near the port in Fort Lauderdale? The Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport. Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport. I say there all the time. Robert, long-time watcher, first-time question. Sailing on Allure in September to Barcelona. Do you know if any excursion companies to book with prior to sailing? Viator.com is a good one to start with, Robert. That's what I would recommend. Safety of life at sea. I knew there's safety, life, SOLAS. I know SOLAS, and I know that it's about safety of life at sea or something like that. So there you go. Just didn't know what it exactly meant. How is the Silver Seas compared to Royal Caribbean? We're obviously going to do a full review, Lynn. We'll have a video here detailing it. It's a luxury cruise line. So it is vastly different in some regards, similar in others. But overall, Lynn, it's very familiar. I think as a Royal Caribbean cruiser, you're not going to be like, it's not like going to like, I don't know, like a all-inclusive, which is fundamentally different. Like, it is still a cruise. There's still a buffet. There's still restaurants. Just way more is included. There's way less people, and there's a lot more service. But obviously, the ship doesn't have as much to do on board. So, but it is. I would say that I'll share this in the video. If you are somebody, I think the ideal, or the person who should be thinking about Silver Sea is somebody who's already going on a Royal Caribbean, and you're probably booking a Grand Suite or an Owner Suite, more or less, most of the time. You are somebody who's looking to, maybe you cruised the Royal Caribbean when your kids were younger. Your kids are gotten a little older now. Maybe they got on to college or something like that. So you're still, maybe you are cruising with kids, but like you don't need necessarily all the kids stuff there. And number three, and this could be either, it's not just, but number three, you really want to visit some amazing places that Royal Caribbean simply doesn't go to. Now, there's also much more compelling reasons beyond that. But if you fall into one of those three categories, I'm willing to bet you probably fit. You're a more ideal candidate than you think for Silver Sea. It is not as expensive as you would think if you fit into one of those categories, especially the first one. If you're already buying Grand Suites and Owner Suites on Royal Caribbean, you're probably already in the ballpark of pricing the same one. So makes you think. It certainly has made me rethink a lot of things right there. 14-inch dubs. You can always send me an email, my friend, matt@royalcaribbeanblog.com. Terry Green, my wife and I are debating driving the day before the cruise at Cape Liberty. Where can we park our car at the Liberty Port, New Jersey, the day we depart? Oh, there's a parking lot at the port. It's a surface lot. They have to have a garage now, right, Tony? But there's a garage and there's a surface lot. They direct you in there. It's pretty easy. So when you pull in, this is what you do, Terry. You pull into the terminal, drop off your wife, drop off the luggage, then you go and park the car. They'll direct you, say, all right, go in here and park over here. But you can walk right to the cruise terminal. It's really, really easy. Do you ever think they'll have an Icon class ship sell out of Bayonne? Never say never, because for a lot of years, people say they'll never put an Oasis class ship over there. Now we do. So I am smart enough to know never to say never. I have no, though. So yeah. All right, we are overtime here. Tony needs to go to bed, everybody. So we're going to head on out of here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Again, next week, we'll be back to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the old days. Good times are here again. So thank you much for over. Kenny's got to go back to work. I got to go do silver things. So yeah, we'll be back to our regular schedule next week. Thank you all so much for your generosity, all your support, all your time. Thank you to our amazing super chatters today. You guys are fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to our club members. And we will talk to you all next week right here at a normal time again.